We are now ready to ship to the Mount Manipur by this temple. Okay.
As a part of the 4 days hybrid national conference come workshop on the Unsung War Heroes deported to Kala Pani. We are here at the Mount Manipur, Andaman Nicobar Islands. A conference is organized by the Department of Human Rights as Government College in collaboration with the Clubside Tour and Travel Private Limited for Blair and sponsored by the ICSSR New Delhi, Directorate of University and Higher Education, Government of Manipur. After having kindly consented to grace the function as a guest of honor and president respectively, now I request as part of the program, now we have the candle lighting.
I hope it burns.
Just think about our war heroes. How they survived and sustained.
Azum yellow naman. Ayun na sila ako. Hero dating among them.
Now this is for the welcome address. Now I request Vidom Chitra Devi, SM Professor, Manipur College, to give the welcome address.
Privileged to address you all on behalf of the organizing committee. It gives me an immense pleasure in welcoming you all. I welcome our honorable chief guest of today's function, Professor R.K. Tampasana, former Dean, School of Social Science and former Principal, GP Women's College, Manipur, and the guest of honors, Professor Sashikanta Pandey, former Head, Department of Social Science, Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar University, Professor Vishwanath Chakravarti, Professor and Director, Department of Social Science, Ravindra Bharati University, Kolkata, Professor Anil Kumar Biswas, Department of Social Science, University of Burdwan, and Associate UGC Inter-University Center of Indian Institute of Advanced Science, Simla, and President of today's function, Dr. W. Robindra Singh, Principal, SK Women College, Associate Professors present here, Assistant Professors, young delegates, ladies and gentlemen, present in today's inauguration of conference as part of the 4-day national conference come workshop on Unsung War Heroes deported to Kala Pani at Mount Manipur, Andaman Nicobar. I wish the conference a great success and a pleasant stay at Andaman Nicobar Island. Have a nice day. Thank you, everyone.
Now I request Dr. Laitonza Mohindra, the conveners of the organizing committee of this 4 days national hybrid national conference.
Respected chief guest of this inaugural session, Professor R.K. Tampasana, former Dean, School of Social Sciences, DM University, and Professor Sashikant Pandey, Baba Saheb Bhimrao University, and Professor Dr. Vishwanath Chakravarti, and Professor Anil Kumar, and the respected Dr. W. Robindra, President of this inaugural function, as well as Principal of the SK Women College, and all the delegates, and all the invitees, and all the students. Actually, we are starting this program from yesterday. Specifically, we are targeting to reach here, Mount Manipur, very historically connected with Manipur. Our forefathers, our great heroes are deported and exiled. We have already understand that. Here, we oftenly talk about the exile, but we have not some clear about whether they are staying here and whether they are in which places of this Andaman Nicobar Island is very much needed to understand. That is why we are targeting to study and to get some information from different research scholars and different paper readers and experts. We are expecting to get some more information. We have heard about the 1891 Anglo-Manipur War. After this, defeating the Anglo-Manipur War, some princes are deported here. But we are very suspecting that the Cellular Jail was already started in 1896, but our war is over in 1891. Whether they had deported to here, but where they had stayed before constructing this Cellular Jail. This is very much important, and this is to whether they are staying in which proper places. It is very much important. So we are, and I'm expecting a lot of information we'll get from this conference.
Thank you very much, sir. Now I request Professor R.K. Thampasana, the former Dean, School of Social Science, Andaman University, Manipur, to give the chief guest speech.
A very good morning, everyone. Respected DICE members, Professor Shakikant Pandey, Professor Vishwanath Chakraborty, Laitunjum Mahindro, Professor Anil Kumar Biswas, and Dr. W. Rovindra Singh, the learned faculties from different colleges of the state, research scholars, and all the technical staff. It is indeed a matter of great privilege for me to be part of this 4 days hybrid national conference cum workshop on unsung war heroes deported to Kala Pani here at Mount Manipur. To put the theme in the right perspective, let me very briefly state the background of the overall socio-political scenario of Manipur during the 19th century. After the death of Raja Gambhir Singh and post-Treaty of Yandabu, Manipur gives a picture of divided Manipuri aristocracy. B.M. Maisnamba, in his book entitled Phamban Lal or The War for Throne, has given an interesting account of various Rajkumars and Maharajkumars based at Cachar in Manipur claiming authority over the throne of Kingdom of Manipur. B.C. Allen has also stated that there were as many as 15 attempts to overthrow the ruler of Manipur during the period between 1834 to 1866. However, with the accession to the throne and subsequent establishment of full authority over the throne by Raja Chandrakirti, most of the aspirants were begun to be controlled till 1890, when his 8 children from different queens were again divided into 2 contending groups, leading to conflicts and internal revolts against his successor Raja Surchandra and his 3 brothers by Prince Kullachandra and his group consisting of 4 other princes. On 21st September 1890, the princes, led by Prince Kullachandra, and aided by Tikendrajit, revolted and tried to establish control over Kangla by scaling the palace wall and by using guns. King Surchandra and his group of princes in the same night escaped from Kangla and hurriedly reached a nearby British residency, the area presently occupied by the Raj Bhavan, and requested Mr. Grimwood, the political agent, to support him in establishing full control over the Gaddi. Mr. Grimwood tried to convince King Surchandra that there should be initiative for bringing about an understanding with the opposite group. In the end, however, Raja Surchandra decided that he and his brother would go on a pilgrimage and left Manipur on the same night. After reaching Calcutta, Surchandra wrote a letter to Governor General of India stating that he was expelled by his brother and requested the Government of India to restore him to the throne. Meanwhile, at Kangla, Prince Kullachandra was declared as the King of Manipur and Tikendrajit assumed the post of Yuvraj and established a new regime. All these developments were reported by Mr. Grimwood to the Chief Commissioner of Assam and the Office of the Governor General of India. Mr. Grimwood was of the opinion that Prince Tikendrajit was a more capable person who can exercise authority with conviction and firmness. The Office of the Governor General of India, after the Third Anglo-Burmese War in 1885, which had brought the entire Burma under the British Indian Empire, decided to deal the matter in a very stern way. The British Indian government instructed Mr. W. Quinton, the Chief Commissioner of Assam, to visit Manipur and firmly deal with the ringleaders of the palace revolt, particularly Tikendrajit, while regularizing the kingship of Raja Kullachandra Singh. The Chief Commissioner of Assam, with an escort of 400 sepoys of 42nd and 44th Gurkha Rifles under Lieutenant Colonel Skin and assisted by Lieutenant Lugat, Captain Butcher and Lieutenant Breckenbury, came to Manipur and instructed Mr. Grimwood to call for a joint darbar with the new rulers of Manipur on 24th March. Raja Kullachandra and his other brothers, except Tikendrajit, arrived for the darbar. Tikendrajit, however, did not come in the pretext of certain physical ailment. In his absence, Quinton decided that the darbar be postponed to the next day. Next day also, Tikendrajit avoided to attend the darbar on some other pretext which had infuriated the Chief Commissioner, and a new strategy to capture Narendrajit was planned. The British force attacked Kangla in the midnight and tried to arrest Narendrajit, but he could not be found. They were shooting and burning inside and outside the Kangla fort between the Manipuri forces and the British personnel who were based at the compound of the British residency. Many inhabitants of the nearby villages like Kaboleka were gravely affected with this. Throughout the day, they were shooting between Kangla and the British residency, and there were many casualties on both sides, and the wounded persons of the British force were looked after by Mrs. Grimwood and her associates. In the evening, the Chief Commissioner and other officials decided to have a truce with the Manipuri rulers. They, the 5 British officers, came over to Kangla. As and when they reached the Kangla fort, they were asked to disarm their guns by the local security personnel assembled at the Kangla. Before even starting a dialogue, Mr. Grimwood was speared to death by Cachar, and the crowd started to throng inside the Kangla, demanding punishment for those who were responsible for burning houses the previous night. With the tacit consent of the Manipuri rulers, the 4 British officials were handed over to the office of the public executioner, and all of them were subsequently put to death. The next day, Mrs. Grimwood, on getting information about the fate of her husband and other British officers with a few supporters, she left Imphal under the coverage of darkness, and after a few days reached Calcutta, where she had narrated the entire story of the palace revolt to the office of the Governor General. The Governor General decided to attack Manipur from 3 directions, as Burma had already become a part of the British Indian Empire. The British force from Silchar was led by Lieutenant Colonel Rennick. British force from Kohima was led by Brigadier General T. Collett, and the 3rd force from Tammu was led by Brigadier General T. Graham. From the Manipuri side, Lieutenant Colonel Rennick was confronted by Nganba Kala with 700 Manipuri force, and the Tammu column was resisted by Chungthamia and Pauna Major at Kakching, Thobal and Khongjun. The force from Kohima was confronted by Rajkumar Khurailakpa with 1,000 sepoys. The Battle of Khongjom, which was fought on 25 April 1891, in which a large number of Manipuri soldiers under the leadership of Pauna Major sacrificed their life, and at the same day, the Union flag was hoisted at Kangla. Immediately after the war, a military court was constituted with Chief Political Officer of the state, Major Maxwell, to investigate and implement British policy towards the native state of Manipur. The chief architect of the palace revolt, Narendrajit, Thangal Major, Raja Kullachandra, Prince Anglo-Manipur were all arrested in a very short period of time, and the military court sentenced all of them to death with the exception of Kullachandra and Anglo-Manipur, whose punishment was commuted to transportation for life to Andaman. Kullachandra was released from Andaman in 1896, and he spent the rest of his life at Radhakunda, where he died on 27 January 1934. Anglo-Manipur also was released from Andaman in 1896 and spent his life in Vrindavan, where he died in 1897. Similarly, Lokendra Birjit Singh Wanghirakpa also spent his life at Vrindavan, where he died in 1896, and Nilamani Singh Ayapuren, also after his release in 1896, spent his life at Vrindavan, where he died in 1897. Chungthamia spent his life at Narankama, Tripura, where he died in 1908. Now, the information about 7 other persons, that is Samu Singh, Uru Singh, Chaubi Haider, Dhojo Singh, Noni Singh, Trilok Singh and Dono Singh, who was the public executioner, after their release from Andaman is still not available. Nobody knows where they went and where they died, but Abungzao, Yenkhoiba and Khamba Singh died at Port Blair in Andaman. Now, Narendrajit was hanged on 25th May 1800 Narendrajit and Thangal General were hanged on 13 August 1891. Similarly, Cachar was who spared Mr. Grimwood to death, was hanged on 25th May 1891. Chirai Naga, who was personally involved in killing of British telegraph officer Melville and O'Brien at Mayankang, was also executed to death on 13 October 1891. But Goho Naga and Ghaukami Naga, who were also charged of involvement in the killing of British officers, were exiled to Andaman and they were permitted to come back to Manipur in the year 1901. Thus, the Anglo-Manipur War of 1891 illustrates the participation of some of the Naga community of Manipur, which are relatively unknown and unstudied by historians and people of Manipur. 4 other Meiteis who were exiled, that is, Ningthauba Singh Jamadar, Thauba Singh Jamadar, Chaubatol Subedar, and Paradhumba Singh Kut, whose role in the war could not be properly established, were also permitted to come back to Manipur after the period of their exile was over. 5 other persons, Uru Singh, Ghana Singh, Chaubi Hedar, Dhojo Singh and Noni Singh Nepra, settled at Darang district after they were released from Andaman. Thus, a systematic analysis of the 23 unsung heroes who actively participated in the Anglo-Manipur War of 1891 revealed the patriotism of the Manipuri leaders who fought to the last of their breath to protect and preserve the independence of the ancient kingdom of Manipur. So with these few words, thank you once again.
Best Student of the Year 2023 in Human Rights goes to Sanasam Chanu, first position holder, B Human Rights 2023 Manipur University. So now I request Ma'am Professor R.K. Thomasna to give the Best Student Awards. For this awards, I call upon Sanasam Chanu to take the award. In this award, we have Memento, Guest Award, and Elegant. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. As part of the program, I request Dr. W. Robinder Singh, Principal SK Women College, to give the presidential speech.
To you all, everybody. First of all, I would like to bow my head to Almighty. Respected Professor R.K. Thomasna, former Dean School of Social Sciences, Dhananjali University, Manipur, as well as former Principal, GP Women's College, Imphal. My respect to you, Madam. Professor Shashikant Pandey, former Head, Department of Political Science, Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar University. And my respect to you, sir. And Professor Vishwanath Chakraborty, Professor and Director, Department of Political Science, Rabindra Bharti University, Kolkata. And I also respect to you, sir. Laitonjam Mohindro, PhD Director, Research and Development Cell, School of Women's College, Manipur. Professor Mohindro, also I respect to you. Professor Anil Kumar Biswas, Department of Political Science, University of Batuan, and the Associate UGC Inter-University Center, Indian Institute of Advanced Study, Simla. All the learned persons who are attended over here, and all the scholars and students, all the participants, print and electronic media persons. I'm very happy to organize such a very meaningful and important program over here. As the first time, I think, as an academic program organized over here, Mount Manipur. After change the name, we are the first party organizing such very important event at this place, Mount Manipur. And hopefully the program will ignite the knowledge to all the learned persons, research scholars, and faculty members to transform the unsung knowledge about the unsung heroes of the Manipur who were deported at Kalapani. But I think the program is very fruitful. Today's program is very, very fruitful. And yesterday, our Honorable Vice Chancellor of Manipur University already inaugurated online virtual mods. I would like to thank R.K. Tampasna and Honorable BC of Manipur University for their kind support for organizing such very, very meaningful and important program over here. And I would like to thank to say ICSSR and the University of Directorate, University and Higher Education Government of Manipur also. And with these few words, I would like to conclude my speech over here. Thank you. Thank you all.
Dr. Akoijam Nimla, as a professor at the University, to give the vote of thanks.
A very good morning to all respected dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, respected young paper presenters and the awardee of today's function. It is my great privilege for me to propose the vote of thanks of the 4 days hybrid national conference cum workshop on unsung war heroes deported to Kala Pani at the Port Blair, Andaman and Nicobar Island, organized by Department of Human Rights as Kula Women's College. First of all, I would like to thank Professor R.K. Tampasna, former Dean, School of Social Science and the former Principal of GP Women's College, Dhanamantri University, for giving her a valuable speech about the history of the fighting of Meiteis with the Britishers. Next, I would like to thank Professor Shashikant Pandey, Department of Pol Science, Baba Saheb Bhimkar Ambedkar University, Lucknow. Next, I would like to thank Dr. Biswanath Chakrabarty, Professor, Director, CSSDD Rabindra Bharat University, Kolkata. Then next, I would like to thank Dr. Anil Kumar Biswas, Department of Pol Science, the University of Burdwan, West Bengal, and the Associate UGC Inter-University Center, Indian Institute of Advanced Study, Rashtrapati Niwas, Simla. And it is also a great pleasure to thank Professor Sri Laitonja Muhindro, Director Research and the Development Cell, S. Kula Women's College, Manipur. And now I would like to thank today's President, Dr. W. Robindra Singh, Principal, S. Kula Women's College, Chairman, Organizing Committee, to organize such a seminar successfully. Thank you all.
And for light refreshment.
And even Manipur.
Many sessions.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much on this first plenary session. We have 4 speakers and most of them are going to speak on human rights issues, and it coincides with today's Human Rights Day also, International Human Rights Day. So because of time constraint, since we have to go back to Andaman also, Port Blair, can we this thing? I would request all the speakers to condense their papers to about 10 minutes maximum. I think that will be okay, no?
Yes, ma'am.
That is okay. And so, may I request the first speaker of today's plenary session, Professor Shashikant Pandey, who is from the Department of Political Science, Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar University, Lucknow. And he'll be speaking on revisiting the human rights discourse and Indian perspective. Dr. Shashikant.
A very good morning to all of you. Respected Chair, Professor R.K. Tampasana, former Dean, School of Social Sciences, Manipur University. Dr. W. Biren Singh, Principal, S. Kula Women's College. Professor Vishwanath Chakravarti, now all of you are familiar with him. Dr. Anil Vishwas, the organizing secretary of this conference on Unsung War Heroes, Deported to Kala Pani, and a good friend, Dr. Mohindro, and dear colleagues and friends from different colleges of Manipur, and research scholars as well as fellow participants and all of you who have come here all the way from Imphal to organize this wonderful conference. I express a deep sense of gratitude for having me here and giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts and ideas on this August day, that is 10th of December. All of you are very much familiar about the day. On this very day, 10th of December 1948, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights came into being, and it is globally celebrated and everywhere, in every nook and corner of the world, the day is already being celebrated. So that way, we are lucky that we have assembled here to discuss such an important theme, such an important thing. See, this 10th of December 2023 is the 75th anniversary of one of the world's most groundbreaking global places. So, 75 years of their colleagues or to her fellow classmates. So on this ground, she is taking, her parents to the court. Similarly, in the US, the prisoners demanded that we should be provided this pornographic material in the prison cell to watch, and that is our rights. So this whole right mania which emerged in the West is creating difficulty problem for the Western world. What is the alternative? What is the way out? Because if you think about or look at the Indian perspective, although be it India or for in China, in Confucianism also, we will notice that we never had this notion of rights. Rather, we have had this notion of duties, dharma. Dharma means kartavya. With the onset of globalization, it has created in the Western world, a very disturbing and alarming kind of situation. Families are, breaking up, and what is happening? Because, in their society, everything has become mechanical kind of thing, even human relation, marriages are, they enter into contract. So, someone posed a question that when in a childhood, a child is sent to a crèche, so what happens if in your old age, he or she sent you to a old age home? We do not have had this system. No, of late, because of the influence of the West, we too are having, large number of old age homes are coming up. Because, because of this nuclear family, we don't have enough time, husband and wife both are working, so we don't have time for the elderly people. So, what is the way out? What is the alternative? And this endless demand of right, where it will lead us to? This is the time to think over, to ponder over, and I think this whole notions of Universal Declaration of Human Rights, I think, needs a revisit, and if we really introspect, and if we really start thinking in terms of what is written in the Mahabharata Shanti Parva. In Mahabharata Shanti Parva, it talks about rights. rights of the individual. But at the same time, we believe that rights and duties go hand in hand. They complement each other, they supplement each other. So right can, as it happens in the Western world, right cannot be discussed in isolation. So while talking about the rights, we should also think and focus about the duties. Then only we know we can be a better human being, an informed citizen, and we should, unless and until we develop a sense of belongingness, sense of responsibility, we won't be able to realize the dreams of human rights. So this day is very precious, and although I have written a lot, I can share it, but due to paucity of time, I don't want to go into the details or the inherent flaws of, this whole notion of liberal individualist notion of rights, where they have talked about unencumbered self, and from where this problem begins. So, but without going into much detailing, I would in the end thank Mohindro and his team for organizing this beautiful conference. I have my whole paper ready, and just I have written for this conference only. So whenever you come out with a volume, definitely I would contribute, and many thanks to all of you.
Professor Pandey, indeed a very interesting talk. Now, next may I request Dr. Vishwanath Chakraborty, who is a professor and director at Rabindranath University, Kolkata, and he'll be speaking on ethnicity, human rights and constitutional arrangements, experiences of northeast states of India. Please, Professor.
So, respected Chair, R.K. Thomasana, my friend Shoshikant, my friend Onil, and the student here and the participant. First of all, I would like to thanks to Mahinder, because this is third time he gave me opportunity to speak something on Northeast, and at the same time I would like to thank the ICSSR for sponsoring this program on important event, Heroes Unsung, Deported to Kala Pani. And then I would like to thank the Directorate of Higher Education Manipur, then Department of Human Rights, Kula Women College, and Clubside Tour and Company. Because without tour and travels, without their support, I think it would not be possible to arrange this type of extraordinary conference. No conventional, but a new kind of conference. Before that, I would like to say something that regarding unsung heroes. I have a proposal to all the participants, including organizer Mahinder, though he is not here now, that we have to keep 2 minutes silence in memory of them. This is in the mark of their memory. And two things again. One, I must congratulate the government of India, because they renamed this area. And this is not only interesting, but this is very important for the history of Manipur, and this is also important for these 23 heroes who completely dedicated their life to save the land. Apart from this, I had a structured presentation, but because of the paucity of the time, it is not possible for me to discuss with you. So what I would like to say you, I will read something from my presentation, and at the same time I will give some overview about my presentation. The first objective, of my paper is that human rights in Northeast cannot be considered isolatedly, without understanding the ethnic problem, without understanding the constitutional arrangement, and we see civil society entering the force of collective articulation. But in region like Northeast, where diversity stands as the most significant essence of the society, then collectivism itself gets diluted. Another important aspect is that the presence of multiplicity of the community has made the process of building on particularly one uniform civil society a rare thing in Indians in Northeast, especially in Northeast state. Even a single identity in plain area, in mainland area, in case of Northeast, it becomes a multiple. Say for instance, if you look carefully, the role of student union in JNU, you will find a uniformity of student role. But in case of Northeast any university, then immediately there will be multiple identity on the question of women student union. A student union, not only simply the student union, a student belongs to Kuki, Nagas, Maithis, Assamese, and other. So according to that, they response, they act. So in that way, the civil society are multiple role, and it is very difficult to get a civil society in homogeneous terms or as a platform to keep the human rights perspective. Then immediately the question comes
on that important day in that holy place for your assistance. So I am very happy to present here in that holy days, and I respect to all unsung heroes, all 23 unsung heroes, those who are deported from Manipur to Kalapani. I just respect to them, and after that I framed my paper of title is Human Rights in India, Critical Analysis. Yes, due to the lack of paucity, I am not going to depth in my analysis in my paper and details. I just highlight few points from my presentation, from my paper. All of you know that from my view that human rights is basic rights, those which are very important to in our everyday life to sustain a human being. And that type of rights is very important to all human beings across world. And all we are studying, and all of you know that the concept of human rights theoretically, the background of human rights, the concept of human rights, actually it is a Western concept. And we go through the background of human rights, and we can say Magna Carta and France Revolution, Rus Revolution, and the American Declaration of Independence. All are the source, and also Christianity, one of the source of human rights in Western human rights. And we know that in 1948, 10th December, United Nations declared a charter, Declaration of Human Rights. And so this is the Western culture. But in that point, from my viewpoint, in Indian culture, there is also a long history or long background of human rights. If we study, also already Pandey sir is mentioned in his PhD, if we study the Dharma Shastra, Artha Shastra, and even Buddhism, and also the Jainism, and the Vedas, and also the Shanti Parva of Mahabharata. And in Indian culture, they say that we are the children of God. So I think it is one of the best supportive document of human rights. We all of are the best child of sun. That means we all are equal. And in Shanti Parva, there is the Shanti Parva say that if any king was not any king is not working as per rules of state, that means Shastra, Dharma Shastra, then people have right to kill them or punish him. So I think, and even we go through the Arthashastra of Kautilya, we found that there is so many evidence of human rights, and even we study the Asoka, King Asoka. He was one of the follower of Buddhist. He first, not he first, at his time, he established a welfare state, liberal state. So, and even in Jainism, we found the source of human rights. And also in the time of King Akbar, if we study the works of Akbar.
Then 4 matrimonial disputes, 1 rape, 1 cybercrime and 1 other cases. Among the district, Imphal West has the highest crime rate of 31 cases, followed by Imphal East and Bishnupur with a crime rate of 15 and 8 respectively. Then the district of Thoubal recorded a crime rate of 6, while Kaching and Churachandpur recorded a very similar crime rate of 4 respectively. Community-wise, most of the crimes happened among the general category community and the scheduled tribe, stating that the general community accounted for a crime rate of 45 cases, while the scheduled tribe accounted for a crime rate of 16 cases. Scheduled caste accounted for a crime rate of 2, while other communities, they accounted for a crime rate of 3. Sobita Mangsatabam of the Women Action Development, she's a secretary of the Women Action Development, she had stated that violence against women they are a clear-cut gender-based discrimination in a patriarchal society where men are assumed to be superior and always given to subordinate status. She has also stated that women have been deprived of their fundamental rights to life and personal liberty as provided under the Constitution of India. So despite numerous policies, despite numerous laws and programs, women still continue to face crimes in all stages and in all walks of life. All such crimes or violence, they cannot be stopped immediately as it requires time by educating the people from the very grassroots level. Literacy among females, spreading awareness among the people, and a full stop to the patriarchy that is existing now is a solution for all these crimes, she had mentioned. Apart from that, reporting of cases should be encouraged and the cases should be decided within a stipulated period of time, as delayed justice is no justice. The legislation also needs to step up and amend the laws, and serious punishments should be given to the criminals. So indeed, the women of Manipur, particularly the unempowered women of Manipur who belong to the lowest Ecalian society of the caste and the class, they have so far not been able to have access to the available domestic violence laws, mainly due to the inefficient implementation of the said laws. So in this context, it should be noted that empowerment of a woman is directly related to the access of justice. So then, who is an empowered woman in Manipur? A woman who is strong, a woman who is independent, a woman who is educated, financially strong and confident, especially in claiming her rights, is the embodiment of the term empowerment itself. So we can say that empowerment of women normally have access to education, employment and financial independence. So, but contrary to this, unempowered women, they are perpetual victims of the social evil. They do not have the adequate knowledge, they do not have employment, awareness about their rights and privileges. For her, the social condition is like from, going from fire to a frying pan, and in turn, she passes down the victimization from one generation to another. She is not confident and she is not independent to claim her rights in case of gross violation. She is often employed as wage labor in the market forces and also faces harassment at workplaces. She lacks awareness of her legal rights to property and inheritance. Often, even if she is repeatedly being abused by a family member, she believes it to be a family affair. She is not aware of how to protect oneself from violence and how to seek legal redress. So we can therefore conclude that empowerment of women will come from being self-dependent, being confident, which in turn is domestic violence against women in the year 2022. So under the above circumstances, much remains to be achieved towards effective implementation of the Domestic Violence Act 2005 in Manipur in particular and the country as a whole. Thank you. Once again, I congratulate all the 4 paper presenters. The papers were highly very informative and very. They have given some very thought-provoking ideas, in today's discussion. And particularly this Professor Shashikant Pandey, he has stated that we are entitled to various rights and privileges which has been given to us, but are we really getting these rights and privileges? And again, he has shown, some marked differences between human rights, these rights and privileges between the West and the India. And whether this he has also highlighted that most of the rights, they are rather Eurocentric and American centric, all these human rights ideas which we are getting. So this will be a very thought provoking ideas, and what we need to do, it needs a lot of rethinking. Then Dr. Vishwanath Chakrabarti, first of all, he highlighted the very importance, of all the 23 unsung heroes who were, deported to Kala Pani in Andaman. And he has also highlighted that there are lots of many, ethnic communities in the northeastern India, part of, India, and whether, all these ethnic communities, in spite of various constitutional arrangement which has been made for the various communities, is it enough? And this is also a very interesting Manipur. And she has also stated that in spite of the various laws, which gives protection to women, particularly women, for all these domestic violence and crimes, why it is on an increase, particularly in the state of Manipur. And she has highlighted and given by all the paper presenter. So with this, we have come to the end of this distinct plenary session, and thank you once again, all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.